So you remember how you had to make that sentence on the back of your sheet?
Yeah.
Read out that sentence to me for me. Read it on the back of your sheet. Remember that?
Yeah.
Read it to me.
I will
Concentrate.
concentrate on reading.
India, I know you're not talking. Thank you so much.
I plan to
Achieve.
this by read chapter books.
What does concentrate mean?
Like focus.
And what does achieve mean?
Alright, reminder for those of you who are getting onto the back side of this paper, which most of you are at this point. Thank you to my friends who followed my
Like we're
directions.
working
I've had about two or
to
three people come
like
up to me
towards
and
something
need
to
listen.
either get an award or get a good grade or get something
You
right.
should be drawing your own fact family house
so
on this side to represent
First, I want to talk about how you have picked this topic, which is reading bigger books,
Then
and
after you've made your
I
four
will
facts,
find
you would
reading
choose which
or
equations
find chapter books
are a
to
match
read
to the
to
ones
read
you
the
wrote
bigger
to
books
find
so
the
that you can achieve your goal, right? So for that, we need to make steps on like how we're going to be able to find chapter books in order for us to read bigger books. So what kind of steps do you think you can take to find chapter books? Because I can show you reading lessons. Look, I'll show you my steps as an example. Remember, I picked practicing more often with people and trying to get better at basketball. So I made my subtopic, my main subtopic, practicing more often with people, which means that I need to make a routine, maybe make a team with friends, maybe agree to play like an amount of time. Maybe after school we can all agree to go to the park or something. And my sentence was, I will concentrate on playing more often, and I plan to achieve this by practicing with friends. And these were my steps. Step 1, I asked friends to meet at the park. Step 2, we agree on a certain time, this time a weekend for the example, and we'll just communicate on when we'll meet up at the park. And then step 3, ask friends to bring basketball, water bottles, and snacks, because you know after a while of playing basketball we're gonna need some water, and we're probably gonna get hungry since we're both, you know, burning energy and stuff. So with your sentence, you have to make 3 steps on how you will achieve reading chapter books. So what kind of things do you think we need to do to find chapter books? Where are chapter books?
At the books, at the library.
They're at the library. Where else?
Store.
At the store, yeah. And what type of chapter books will you be reading?
Like chapter books, male chapter books.
Like what will they be about? Basketball? Like how I would, if I'm trying to get better at basketball, I would read about basketball.
I would read about jellyfish and like what they eat.
What they eat? Okay, so those are interests, right? So how can we find those exact books about jellyfish? Can we just go to the store and be like, oh, let me just look around and find some jellyfish books? Do you think that will be the easiest way to find jellyfish books? No. What other ways that we can find jellyfish books?
We can like ask the school manager if they have any.
So ask the manager. So write that down. Write down, maybe for your first step, you have to ask the manager for books that you're interested in, like jellyfish books. Make sure you do step 1 like I did right here. I want you to do it in the same format that I did. Step 1, step 2, and step 3. first we have to find the books. So that's your step one, right? So you were on the right track. Were you about to very ask? Yeah, you were on the right track.
Well, it's choosing the answers. You choose the answers based on what's in the house, but you can't choose the right answers until you fix the facts in the house.
Everybody get focused now.
Okay.
Thank you.
I mean, I wouldn't be done if I were you, because I'll be looking right up at it. It says shoes on the spot. You seriously don't see anything?
How do you spell store?
STORE. Alright, so what other steps do you think we need to take in order to we're finding the books that we want, right? But you wrote ask the store owner, the store manager for what? Because I only see you're asking the store manager, but I don't know what you're asking the store manager for.
Joshua, why are you standing up?
And what kind of books
Jellyfish books.
that are about jellyfish? You can finish that thought by saying books that are about jellyfish.
We need to fix every single fact here. These numbers have absolutely nothing to do with the problem of the book, okay?
Alright, so we've asked the store manager, where are your jellyfish books? And we're assuming they show us the jellyfish books, right? They show us the section with all the sea animals and stuff. Now we're looking at the books. What are we gonna be looking for specifically? Because remember, what are we actually looking for? We're looking for chapter books. So we have a section full of sea animal books. And they're picture books, and there's a mix of chapter books, and there's a mix of science books and stuff like that, right? What are you gonna be looking for specifically? The chapter books about jellyfish. So what could be your second step? Since you're in front of the jellyfish and your sea animal book section. What's your next step?
To find a chapter jellyfish book.
Alright, and what are you gonna do with it?
Read it.
Yeah, but you're at the store. You're just gonna read it in the aisle? What's the next step? What are you gonna do?
Buy it.
You're gonna pick it up and you're gonna go in line to buy it, right? So that should be your second step.
Okay. Thank you, that's it. You're gonna get your alt block and work on the possessive nouns introduction and practice. You finished the practice. You're gonna go get all
Okay. find the book and buy it. Okay? Next up, what are you gonna do?
Go home and read it.
Yeah, something that I like to do is I like to get all cozy and get myself some hot chocolate or maybe a little drink. Give myself maybe some popcorn or something so I can be all comfy whenever I read. So do you think that you would want to make yourself comfortable first before you read? Maybe take off your shoes or what? Do you want to just stand in your house and read?
Take off my shoes.
Yeah, so maybe you want to get comfortable and then read your book. That could be your your third step.
Answer. Are you raising your hand? Okay, come in.
Okay. Let me read all your steps. Step 1. Ask the owner of the store manager for books that are about jellyfish. Step 2. Find a book and buy it. Step 3. Take my shoes off. So with the second step, I see that you just find a book and buy it. But remember we were talking about what type of book we were looking for to achieve our goal? Remember? So maybe you can add chapter right here just to be specific about what kind of book we're looking for. And then under step 3, I take my shoes off. Well, it's just to me, whenever I'm the reader of your steps, I'm seeing that you find the book, and I'm assuming you're talking about at the store. You find the book at the store, a chapter book, and you buy it. Step 3, you take off your shoes. So in my head,
All right, if you've
you're
not brought
still
me your
at the
map yet,
store.
bring it to me now, please.
You just bought your book, and you decided just to take off your shoes randomly. So I would finish your thought off with maybe saying, at home, and start reading my book.
Kalina, will you get the door, please, sweet? All right, we'll have your all block. We will pass it and finish up the possessive nouns. For our practice of introduction, okay? Yes, sir. Okay, what we have to do is get him get done, Sue, and he got shut early. Look, because it's his birthday. So we were in the middle of prepare for this.
I'll just give you a signature and back to you.
All right, read out your steps to me now.
Step 1, ask the owner of the store manager for books that are about jellyfish. Step 2, find the chapter book and buy it. Step 3, I forgot to put off.
Okay, you can do the carrot, and then you can put off. Do you want to do that?
Read it along.
And step 3, I put it in
You put it on the wrong line?
yes.
Yes, Justice.
I take off my shoes at home.
Did you have to add that off? Because look, read it. I take my shoes off, but you put off your shoes. So I take off my shoes off. See, now you can erase the extra off. Because it made sense. Okay, now read it.
I take my shoes off at home and read my chapter book.
Wow. I'm very proud. You did really good. Thank you. And then next time, we're going to work on our paragraph with using transition words, okay? So that'll probably happen on next Wednesday. So thank you so much for this. You can go back to your seat.